For the Gaming Network here, and I'm back with a new podcast, and it's gonna be me just basically talking about like stuff I see in the National Hockey League, and just like stuff that I hear about after I watch the clip of whatever happened, like a hit that was thrown, a controversial goal that was scored, or just anything else that happens, I want to that I want to talk about, I will. So, for this one, we need to go back to the Frozen Frenzy, which was new this year. All 32 teams played, 16 games, the largest card ever in NHL history in terms of games. And there was one incident I specifically want to talk about, and it was an incident and it happened in the game between the New York Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal at the Bell Center. And it involved Jakob Trouba of the Rangers and Jose Perron of the Canadiens. Uh, so what happened was the score. I had the clip up because I wanted to remind myself of what it was. I think the score. I'm just quickly gonna pull. I'll put it up somewhere along here. And by the way, the channel name I'm shouting out, facing the biscuit. So the score was 5-2 at the time. Rangers were winning. And as they brought it up along the end boards, Jacob Trouba drills Justin Barron, and then after the whistle blows because Barron's hurt, and then Matheson goes after Trouba, and Trouba has to pretty much answer for what he did and fight. And it was a very good hill, and I think Trouba did win the fight. But I want to talk about the hit. This was just a bad game for the Canadians all around. As it just felt like they didn't have an answer for the way New York was playing. And then when this was an Eastern Conference battle, but when that hit was thrown, it just felt like the Canadians just needed a spark. And plus, Justin Barron is one of the Canadians' better players, and so I respect the decision by from Matheson go fight Trouba. And honestly, that he's brave because Trouba is definitely he's one of the heavier weight guys in the NHL. He's definitely one of the heavier hitters. Only person outside of him that I can think of that can hit as hard as Trouba is Tom Wilson of the Washington Capitals, and we know about his past and his incidents. But with the Trouba hit, I want to talk about it. Uh, so obviously Trouba and Mathis, they both got five for fighting for the fight. But Truba, he didn't get anything for the hit on Truba, which I'm gonna talk about like why I think there should have at least been some sort of a call, because it looked like Truba he did it looks like Truba got the elbow up a little bit, but I don't think it was enough for a penalty call. So I respect the refs for not calling it, but I could have definitely seen the reasoning behind if they did call it. And but yes, Rangers end up winning this game. I forget what the final score was, but but the hit is what the reason I want to talk about it is because I feel like with every time Jacob Trouba throws like a massive body check. Hang on, remember that. Every time Jacob Trouba throws a massive hit, people have to debate what should like debate like should he be suspended? Should he be suspended for the hit? Should he not? Should there been an initial call? Should there have been an initial call if he has the fight after? Should there not have been an initial penalty call? Which honestly I'm tired of it. So I'm gonna be here to give my side of it. And what I'm thinking is there should have been at least an initial penalty call for the elbow. Because Trouba did, because from what I saw on the replays, Trouba did get his elbow up enough to where there should have been a call. But again, I respect why there wasn't a call. They put the whistles away for that one. But I respect them having to blow the whistle because Barron was hurt. Justin Barron, I think he had to miss I think a month or a month and a half due to injury after the hit. So people I saw a lot of things online, and especially on YouTube and from SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, on the SiriusXM app. But I heard them saying that that Trouba should have been suspended for this hit because even though it was a clean hit, he injured a guy, and I disagree. He should have been suspended for the hit because he injured Barron. Barron only had to miss a month to a month and a half after the hit. I don't think Trouba should have been suspended. Trouba wasn't suspended for the hit, by the way. Uh, I think he shouldn't have been suspended, but I think there should have at least been an initial penalty call for either elbowing or charging, because Trouba did go in with quite a bit of force, definitely with quite a bit of force. That's what I respect about Trouba. When if he steamrolls a guy, if he sees a guy vulnerable, he and the other player sees him vulnerable, he knows either A, should we just a poke check or do a slight body check, or B, he's getting crushed. And while Justin Barron was in a vulnerable position, and Trouba happened to be nearby, and he just crushed him into the boards. This was somewhat of an open ice hit, but Justin Barron landed against the boards, which makes me think that this is also a hit along the boards, which is where most hits take place along the boards. Well, I like because I see the risk. I understand the risk of open ice hitting. I've never played hockey, but I've seen clips of guys that get crushed in the open ice, and they're hurt. So I respect Jakob Trouba for not throwing a open ice hit, a directly open ice hit with no boards around, but instead throwing an open ice hit, kind of like an open ice style hit, where Trouba land where Barron landed in the board along the boards. But also landing against the boards is kind of one way to help kind of cushion the impact of the hit. You're still gonna feel it. You're still gonna feel the hit. You're probably gonna feel it the next morning, or heck the next 2 days. If you have a game that night and you're still kind of in pain from the hit, you're gonna feel it. But Baron, as soon as he came back, he's already doing well. Let me pull up Truba's number, because these are some of the absolute best numbers so far. Jacob Trouba, uh, yeah, who is this? I'm I'm looking. I'm going on NHL.com to the Rangers website, because Trouba right now he played in all 13 game he's played in 13 games. He has 5 assists for 5 points. His plus minus is +4 right now. But for his career, he's played 761 games with 73 goals and 241 assists for a total of 314 points with a career plus minus of +60. He has played for He played for Winnipeg before he originally played for uh, the Rangers, and he was drafted and he started his NHL career. Like his first NHL game was in 2013-14 with the Jets. So so just just keep those numbers in mind as I talk. Um, the hit itself is good. It's a clean hit. Shoulder is used more than the elbow. My only problem with it was that Baron, his from what I know, his head hit the boards first. My problem with that is that can lead to concussions, and that could lead to possibly a season-ending injury. Luckily, it wasn't season-ending, but that could have led to a season-ending injury for Barron, and then the NHL would have had to look at that, and the Players Association would have had to at least dish out some sort of like discipline, like a fine plus a suspension. We did get a suspension. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that hit in a different episode. But trust me, that hit was big too. But this hit itself is one of the biggest hits I've ever seen thrown by Jacob Trouba. Yes, he's thrown some massive hits, but this one is probably one of the biggest. And again, people are debating. should he be suspended for injuring Trouba? Should he not be suspended? He wasn't suspended, but I agree. And I agree with that. But I think he should have at least been fined for the hit. Not just because he injured Justin Barron, but because of his past. For what I know, Jacob Trouba has been fined for this style of hit before. I can't remember the year and I can't remember what game, but I know he was fined for a hit like this before. And I know that Jacob Trouba is a defenseman, and defensemen are supposed to play defense when the puck is in the offensive zone. When the puck is in the opponent, the puck is in the other team's offensive zone. So I understand Jacob Trouba was just doing his job. So that's why I agree that shouldn't have been a suspension, let alone penalty call, an initial penalty call, like 2 minutes for elbowing, 2 minutes for 2 minutes for charging, or 2 minutes for boarding. I could have boarding would not have made sense because again this was in the open ice, but I could see it considering Barron landed against the boards. That's my reasoning behind I could see 2 minutes for boarding. My problem with the NHL right now is they don't know, they don't take into account guys like Truba who throw the big hits and how to cleanly finish a check. And when they don't suspend like repeat offenders like Tom Wilson. A repeat offender is someone who is suspended, but then does something in a game and gets suspended over and over and over. Uh, Tom Wilson, he has had many suspensions. He had one in the shortened season, which was 18 games, because he crushed a guy against the boards against the Boston Bruins, which took the guy out for the season. Fast forward to the game against the Rangers in that same season. It's in MSG. Ironically, both of them I've talked about are regarding the Rangers. Poor Rangers. Rangers fans, I feel bad for you. I know I'm wearing a Leafs jersey, but trust me, I do still cheer for the Rangers whenever they're on and my other favorite teams are on, just because of what they've had to go through regarding the Capitals in the same division. So, so what I mean is, and this clip I'm not gonna play. This clip I'm not gonna play. Uh, because I don't have the rights to. I don't have the rights to the clip. But the person who like the guy whose clip I will play on the screen what from what I know he did get permission to use the clip, and so I'm shouting him out as while I when the clip plays. But the thing we need to understand is when guys like Tom Wilson do what they do what they do. Tom Wilson, he's a winger, so he's not supposed to play overly play defense, but he does because he's tall. He's tall. He's tall. And what he did against the Rangers in that shortened season, which trust me, I'll get to that. I just want to talk about why we're talking about this is because Tom Wilson punched down Pavel Buchnevich, which whistle was blown dead. He had his head cut like this, and then glove on. Keep that in mind. Glove is on, not even bare knuckle. Glove is on. Punches Pavel Buchnevich in the back of the head, and then that creates a scrum. And then him and Artemi Panarin are battling against the board. Like he grabs his hair and yanks Panarin to the down to the ice. Panarin is without a helmet because of the scrum. And then they get him to the board. By the way, while Panarin is down, I can't believe Tom Wilson did this. With the glove on, punches Artemi Panarin in the face. Then when they get the boards, Tom Wilson's his knee actually lands on Artemi Panarin's head, like on Artemi Panarin's, on Artemi Panarin, which injures him for the season, which takes him out for the season due to what Tom Wilson did. And yes, Wilson received a penalty for it, but but the discipline the suspension he was supposed to get for that did not come, did not happen. All he got was a $5,000 fine for punching Pavel Buchnevich in the back of the head. Nothing for the stuff with Panarin, regarding the stuff with Panarin, which I find stupid. Yes, I said that word, stupid. Because Tom Wilson, he did something earlier that season which got him suspended 18 games. It got him suspended 18 games because it took a Bruin out for the season. I'm I'm mad that he wasn't suspended for the stuff with Panarin because that took him out for the season. That took Panarin out for the season. He was having a great year too. He was playing well. The team was playing well. The Rangers still made the playoffs. Yes, the Capitals still made the playoffs. Both teams, if I remember correctly, got bounced in the first round. But the biggest problem with that whole incident reflects the views of the NHL on star players. Star players in the NHL are treated like are just fine. They're like yes, Tom Wilson's a star player, so he was suspended. Jakob Trouba is a star player, no fine, no suspension. With that incident, I understand. I'll let that incident go for now. I want to get back to this and to the Tom Wilson thing from the shortened season. The reason I'm talking about this is because I want to share my views on the NHL regarding star players. Regarding star players, I feel like the NHL, like, kind of, like, if they do something that is against the rules, they only fine them. Yeah. Now let's go to the 2019-2020 Winter Classic between Nashville and Dallas, Predators and the Stars. Corey Perry elbows Justin Falk in the head, and gets kicked out early, 3 minutes into the game. And in Corey Perry, he's a star player. Keep that in mind. He was given a 9-game suspension for the hit, which I totally respect. Like, it was a bad hit. He got suspended. He got told nut. He got told stop that, and he went on his way. The stuff regarding Tom Wilson just shows how little the NHL cares about guys like Buchnevich, like Panarin, even though they're both star players. If you're an overly star player and you've been in the league for a while, like Tom Wilson, like Panarin, like Trouba, yes, I said Panarin. Panarin, he's been in the league for quite a bit, and he's a star player. So the Rangers even said in their statement they're disappointed that the NHL didn't suspend Tom Wilson, and I'm disappointed in the NHL too. Like, that should have been, and that was an easy suspension they could have dished out, and they didn't. For this, and then the Capitals the next year missed the playoffs. Rangers made it. Rangers get bounced in the first round again. Did they get bounced? Forget. But the main thing we need to take away from both these incidents is that the NHL favors star players like Tom, and that Commissioner Gary Bettman favors guys like Wilson, like Trouba, the guys who can throw the hits, who can just crush people, and he only finds them. But then it goes to the NHLPA, the NHL Players Association, and then they can decide whether or not to suspend him, to suspend the player that was fined. And so, Tom Wilson, he was fined $5,000 for the stuff with Buchnevich, like I mentioned, nothing for Panarin, for the stuff with Panarin, even though he injured him for the season. I think the NHL should have at least suspended him maximum 7 games. Maximum 7 games for that. that is my viewpoint on that whole incident. Now I'm gonna go back to the stuff with Truba, what this episode was originally supposed to be about. Um, but I'm gonna go back to the stuff with Truba because I have a couple more things I want to say about that. The Canadians this year are off. They're off to a rough start. At the time of recording, if my computer would stop being dumb, at the time of this recording, I plan to post it. I plan to post it today. The Canadians are 5-9-2, 5 wins, 9 overtime losses, 2 overtime losses with a win streak, with a 1 game win streak. The Rangers are also on a 1 game win streak, but they're not. But they have 9 wins, 3 losses, and 1 overtime loss for a total of 19 points. Canadians have 12. So the Rangers right now, if the season were to end today, if the season were to end, without the Four Nations face-off, which is coming up, Canadians would miss the playoffs. Rangers would be in, 1-0. But honestly, even in the playoffs, Trouba he has thrown big hits, which actually, if I remember correctly, I don't think it was that long ago. Trouba got suspended for a couple games in the playoffs because of a similar hit he threw. I want to say this series was against Carolina in the second round of the playoffs. And with Wilson, he throws big hits like Trouba all the time, pretty much all the time. And some have actually injured guys and he doesn't face repercussions, which I find baloney. That he should face repercussions for those actions, besides just a $5,000 fine. Now, but it's a collective bargaining agreement, but the players can negotiate like negotiate to protect themselves from guys like Tom Wilson. Please fine us more. They can negotiate to raise the fine to 10,000, 15,000, maybe even $20,000. But right now it's 5,000 until something is done. But on behalf of the players, they have the right to negotiate that. And that is written in the NHL. That is in all leagues. From what I know, all leagues I follow, the maximum here in North America, the fine is $5,000 max right now until players can negotiate it. They can negotiate to raise it to protect themselves from guys like Wilson or similar guys in their respective league. And so yeah, I pretty much all I've got to say for this episode for this. But let me know if you think this is a great idea. Maybe we'll give the channel some more exposure. But also, I just wanted to get what I thought about it all out because again, as you heard, I had a lot of things to say about it and a lot of things to say about the whole Wilson incident. So as I end this episode off, remember, don't be a rebel of God's kingdom, be a rebel of this world. Bye, guys.